So guys, it's Max here from Daily Market Movements, and in front of me we have the crude oil futures markets. As you can see today, we're trading in the red ever so slightly, down at $41 a barrel. We were trading as high as $41.50 a barrel. However, we have given back a little bit to be trading now 50 cent low at $41, as I just mentioned before. We're still healthy here from a technical perspective. We're trading above the 200-day EMA. We're trading well above the 50-day EMA. The RSI is looking healthy as well, currently at 55, so we're nowhere near considered to be overbought. I've had a lot of people on my YouTube channel and, of course, my trading signal clients who have messaged me saying, Max, why are we buying crude oil? The vaccine isn't going to be distributed until April at the earliest. Why are we buying it now when the demand is still going to be low for the next couple of months? And, there's a simple answer to this question, and that's because the markets are always one step ahead. The markets never trade in the present, they always trade in the future. So you need to predict and price in what the markets are, are going to look like in the upcoming, 6 to 12 months. In some cases, it's even further. It's even further in front. If you look at the stock market, for example, some stocks trade at prices where investors are forecasting their profits, probably 2.5 to 5 years ahead. So that is the answer. The markets are always one step ahead. And yes, I am aware that the vaccine will not be distributed until the new year or slightly after that. As I mentioned before, the April-March time period. But the good news is that we do have two very successful vaccines which are already in the process of being distributed worldwide. And as soon as that these vaccines can be distributed and people get them injected into themselves, the quicker that the economies can get back to where they were prior to this horrific pandemic that we've witnessed this year in 2020. And just knowing that we have a vaccine is going to really give an uplift to people's spirits as well. People will not be as fearful as to leaving their homes because they know that a vaccine is on its way. So I do believe that the crude oil markets will now continue its next leg higher. We've been trading in this range of $35 to $40 for the past 2 to 3 months now. And I do believe, with this news of the vaccine, we will trade one leg higher, potentially from this 40 to 45 or maybe even $40 to $50 a barrel. So at the moment, we're trading healthy above the 200-day EMA, as I mentioned at the start of this video. And there is some resistance around that $43 a barrel area, which I'm going to put a blue rectangle. If I just move up there. So I'm going to put a blue rectangle as to where we're currently seeing some resistance in this market. There we go. If we can break above this blue rectangle that I've just drawn on the chart, then we will likely go and target that $45 a barrel area. If we can trade that high, that means we have now entered into a new range. And we could go as high as $49 to $50 a barrel, which would be great news for the crude oil bulls. And that would represent a new $10 range between $40 and $50 a barrel. I've mentioned in previous videos that previous crude oil videos that I've done in the past that oil loves to trade in range bound zones of roughly $10 to $15 a barrel. So if I zoom out here, prior to the global pandemic that we've seen this year, as you can see, the crude oil markets traded within a $15 range of roughly 63 to a $20 barrel a $20 range between 65ish to down towards $45 a barrel, and that was for over 12 months. So that could be a phase that we may start to see over the next 6 months or so. If we can get that daily close above the $43 a barrel, that's when we could potentially see a new range of $50 all the way down to $40 a barrel. That would be really good because it can, I don't want to use the word easy, but it can make it a lot more simpler when trading the crude oil markets, especially when you know that you're in a range. But at the moment, we still find ourselves trading between this $43 a barrel and $35 range. So we're in a smaller range, but I do believe that it's time now that we do break out towards the upside and form a new range between $40 and $50 a barrel. But my first take profit, of course, is at $45 a barrel. That's my first target here in the crude oil markets, which is that green line that I've drawn on the chart. So going into tomorrow's trading session, I'm going to be looking out to see whether the bulls can return to this market and send us looking back towards $43 a barrel. I'd love to go and retest that $43 area to see whether we can get a daily close above it. But, you know, on the bottom side, we are well supported down at $40 a barrel due to the fact we have the 200-day EMA and as well as that the 50-day EMA. It might be that we do need a bullish crossover here on the EMA lines. You know, that's the 50-day EMA piercing above the 200-day EMA to, you know, confirm the new short to medium term bull trend in this market, which will then send us above $43 a barrel. So I will be keeping a very close eye to see whether the 50-day EMA can cross above the 200-day EMA line. But, you know, for now, I am bullish as long as we're trading above the 200-day EMA from a technical perspective. And of course, you cannot ignore the fundamentals that we do have two very successful vaccines on their way, which will give the oil markets a huge boost. So for that reason, I am a buyer, no interest in selling.